Hello, how is everybody? I'm going to give everyone just a couple of minutes here to come on before we get started. I've got my cat Patches here with us, so if you see any movement, it's this guy. Today we're going to talk about 3 tips to slim down this summer. So I'm really excited to have you guys here. Let me know if you are on live or replay. If you're coming on, say hello. It's always more fun when I'm not talking to myself, so let me know if you're here. And we'll get started here in just a second. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, ready to get your learn on. All right. Well, if you're joining, say hello. Oh, there's Patches. If you're joining, say hi. We're going to get started. So today we're talking about 3 tips to slim down this summer. So I'm really excited to have you guys all here with me, and I just want to make sure that we're all in the right place. Hey, Crystal. So I just want to make sure we're all in the right place and that this is for you. So this training is for you if you're struggling with losing weight and keeping it off, if you feel like you need someone to hold you accountable, if you feel beaten down when all you want to do is feel like an empowered, sexy, freaking woman, and this training is not for you, if you're unable to make changes in your life, if you don't believe you're worth working for, if you are currently content where you are, or if you enjoy feeling stuck. So not for you if any of those fit. Otherwise, I hope this is for you, and I hope you guys hang out because by the end, you're going to walk away with 3 very specific things that you can implement today to start slimming down and start losing weight. So in return for that, I just asked for your attention. Please just put aside any distractions and get ready to get your learn on. The more interactive that you guys are with me, the more fun it is for everyone. So I hope that's cool. Give me some thumbs up and hearts, and we will jump right in. So as a thank you for that attention, I do have a very special announcement at the end. It's an opportunity that's very close to my heart, and I want to give you the chance to snatch it up. So make sure you hang out for that. So who am I? I'm Allie from Final Straw Fitness, and I help women who have been struggling to lose weight finally drop those extra pounds and become the strong women they have always known that they could be without the fear of falling off the wagon again. Now, a few years ago, I lost about 70 pounds. That came after years of trying everything under the sun, tons of ups and downs, tons of money spent, and tons of tears. Eventually, I cracked the code. I developed a system that I've since replicated with dozens of clients to achieve their weight loss goals as well. So today, in this live stream, I'm going to teach you exactly how you can start dropping weight as soon as possible. Now, with that being said, I do have to remind you that weight loss does take time. So healthy, sustainable weight loss is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. But if you drop 2 pounds per week over the course of the next year, that's over 100 pounds. So it does add up fast, even though week by week, day by day, it does seem like it's going a little bit slow. But just be patient with your body. And remember that if you lose 2 pounds this week, that's probably 2 pounds more than you lost last week. So progress is progress. Just try to be happy about it and just push through. It does add up fast. All right, so as we go through, please feel free to comment, ask questions. This is whether you're live or on replay. Make sure if you're just coming on, you're saying hello, because right now I just have Crystal saying hi, and I would like for other people to let me know that they're here too. So pop in those questions. I'll try to get through. Hey, Layla. First thing in the morning. Got it. So I just want you guys to feel free to ask questions. If I do miss anything, at the end I'm going to swing back through and make sure that I get all of those taken care of, so nothing is left unanswered. But I want to start off with a question for you. How do you feel right now when you think about your body? What words come to mind? What do you think about when you think of your body? So for me, my word was gross. It was just the go-to word whenever I would look in the mirror. It made me feel really shitty about myself. And the worst part was, it didn't necessarily just make me feel shitty about my body. It made me feel like a shitty person. So I felt like I wasn't good enough to do anything since I couldn't lose the weight. I felt like no one liked me. I felt like I was unworthy. So how do you feel? Give me those words that you think of when you look in the mirror, when you think of your body. So try to be honest here. The more open that you can be, the more breakthroughs that we can have. Crystal says 2 rounds. Yeah, I hear you on that too. So it's tough to think of these words without having them be a reflection on your person as well. But the good news is I can lead you past all of that straight to success. For me, putting very specific systems into place was key. It allowed me to stay consistent, lose the weight, keep it off, and I now, as a result, have a much, much better relationship with myself, with my friends and family, and also with food. And I've also been able to repeat these results with multiple clients. So, another question. What if I told you that even though you've tried millions of ways to lose weight, millions of times, you can still do it for real and keep it off? And that's without giving up everything you love or making huge changes to your life. Do you think it's true? Do you think you can do it? I'm willing to bet that you think it's not true. You probably have all of these things running in your mind right now, thinking that, I don't know, you probably have to cater all of your meals to the family and what they want and like. You probably don't have time to devote to change up your whole routine to make it possible. You probably can't afford to waste money on another get thin quick scheme. But I want you to think about those excuses that you're running through your mind right now and ask if you're sure. Are you sure you have to make every single meal family friendly? Are you sure you can't find any time for you? And are you sure that you can't invest financially or otherwise in your well-being? I want you to wonder, or I want you to think about if it could work, if maybe you set aside dinner as a family meal and then planned your breakfast, lunch, and snacks around you and what you want instead of just packing the same junk that you pack for your kids for school. Or what if you created a schedule or routine with designated pockets of me time? Or what if you took the time to find a long-term solution, a long-term sustainable solution, instead of just throwing money at the first thing that says you'll lose weight fast? So just some things to think about as we go through this. So now what we've all been waiting for, let's just dive right in. We've got our 3 tips to slim down this summer. So tip number 1. Tip number 1 is to move. Exercise does not have to mean killing yourself for a couple of hours in the gym every day. I want you to think about, we all burn X amount of calories per day. It's called your total daily energy expenditure. People get so hung up on destroying themselves in their exercise sessions just so their Fitbit or Apple Watch will tell them that they burned a couple hundred calories. But that couple hundred, I'm sorry to tell you if you are one of those, that couple hundred calories is just a drop in the bucket compared to what you burn throughout the day. Now, of course, every bit does help, but in the grand scheme of things, your time could be better spent elsewhere if it's simply a calorie burn that you're looking for. So our daily calories burnt come from 4 different pathways. The largest is from your basal metabolic rate, or BMR. These are the calories that your body uses to perform life-sustaining function. It's the calories that power your brain, power your heart, your lungs. A calorie in itself is a form of energy. So BMR, those are the calories, or I mean the energy, that's the energy that keeps you alive. So the second largest portion of your total daily energy expenditure comes from NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So this is a big one right here. This is the money maker. This covers any movement outside of a planned exercise session. So think about it. Any walking that you do, when you talk with your hands like I do, Crystal says, what happens if you starve yourself? We're gonna have to save that for another live stream, but it's not a recommended way, because think about it, then where are those calories coming from that do power your brain, that do power your heart? You need those calories from somewhere, and that comes from your food. So starving yourself is certainly not my recommended method, but we could definitely get more into that in a different live stream. I'm gonna jot that idea down. So we'll definitely talk about that further. But so NEAT covers any exercise or any movement outside of a planned exercise session. So any walking, when you talk with your hands, when you're cleaning, cooking, fidgeting, literally any movement that you make requires energy. And unless it is a planned exercise session, you're getting your meat on. That's it. So use this to your advantage. Park further away, take the stairs, pace while you're on the phone at work. I don't know, stand up as much as possible. Literally just move. Just get your body moving in any way that you can, as often as you can throughout the day. So BMR and NEAT account for about 85% of your total daily energy expenditure. So that's obviously a very large majority. And the next one after that is thermic effective food, which Crystal, this might help you a little bit too. We're going to get into that in a few minutes. But finally, the smallest amount of total daily energy expenditure comes from exercise. Now, it's not to say don't exercise. Strength training is imperative if you're looking to lose body fat, but that's another one that we're going to save for another day. So any other questions about that, let me know. Otherwise, we're moving on to tip number 2. So any questions pop up, just drop them in and we'll jump back. But right now we are moving on to number 2. Fill up on veggies and protein. So you don't have to be on a diet to lose weight. You just have to be smart about your eating. So remember that thermic effective food that I mentioned a few minutes ago? That's basically the amount of energy that your body takes to break down the foods that you eat. So if you think about different foods, like let's look at like a steak and a piece of bread. Which one do you think is harder for your body to digest? So it's definitely going to be the protein, the steak. But protein in general is tougher for your body to digest than something like a piece of bread or some fruit or any kind of carb source. So your body burns more calories breaking down the protein, which protein in itself has plenty of other benefits as well, like muscle repair and satiability, so it keeps you full longer. So you're pretty much killing at least 3 birds with 1 stone when you're eating adequate amounts of protein. Add veggies to the mix and you are set. Veggies bring in all kinds of vitamins and minerals, and put that on top of the protein, you are good to go. So the more you can fill up on those protein and veggies, and then fill in the rest with carbs and fats, the better off you're going to be. So just a quick little side point on that. I know that I used to have a very, very hard time knowing when I was actually hungry or actually full. I just wasn't connected enough with my body to feel and know and understand the signals that it was giving me to say, yeah, okay, stop, you're full. I would just keep eating until I was over full, and then a few minutes later I'd be eating again. That's just how it worked. But once I started to really pay attention, I realized that my body was in fact letting me know when I was hungry and when I was not. So I made my point to pay close attention to those signals and load up on the protein and veggies. And then when I kind of started feeling a little bit hungry, then I would go to the other stuff, the carbs, fats, the better tasting stuff, I guess. But I would wait until I was almost full and then eat that until I was like a little bit more almost full and then just stop. Again, that did take a long time for me to understand and I guess get in touch with. So it's something to be practiced, but really focus hard on the protein and veggies and you'll start to feel that much quicker, the hunger signals and not hungry signals. So any questions about that? Otherwise, we're moving on to our 3rd and final tip. So if you do have questions, drop them in the comments, whether you're live or on replay, and I will certainly make my way back to them. But for now, tip number 3 is own your shit. So like I mentioned in my introduction, I used to believe that I was unworthy, I wasn't good enough, and I would never be able to lose the weight. None of these were easy to overcome by any means. They've all taken and sometimes do still take lots of internal work. The biggest thing I've realized though is that all of these things were made up by me. There was never any proof that they were true, so why was I dead set on thinking them? If you have similar feelings or beliefs, I'd really just need you to listen, hear, and understand that you are worthy. You're worthy of living whatever kind of life you want to live, and you have been your whole life since the moment you were born. You're good enough to do anything you set your mind to, and you're also good enough for anyone that's worth your time. If someone feels any differently, they are not worth your time, and that is 100% their problem. It is not yours. And finally, you can lose the weight. I don't care how many times you've tried, but the fact that you're here right now, the fact that you keep circling back to the idea of losing weight, it shows that you're determined, and it shows that you can and will lose that weight. If you're at your final straw like I was, let's make this your final attempt. That's it. It just takes a commitment. But also, just remember you're perfect the way that you are. So if you do want to make improvements, that's exactly what they are. Improvements, little touch-ups to make you happier with you. Just own your shit exactly how it is, level up if that's really what you want, and be confident in yourself. Look at how far you've made it in life. Think about all you've accomplished with your body or otherwise. You're incredible, so own it. This type of mindset shift will make reaching your goals so much easier. So think about like Thomas the Tank Engine. He was able to accomplish anything he wanted to once he said, I think I can, and he really put his mind to it. So once he believed in himself, he was able to, I don't know, climb the mountain or whatever he was trying to do. But that's what it takes. You need to really full-heartedly believe in you. So any questions about that? That one's a big one. It takes a lot of work. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It takes a lot of mental work to get to that point, but you're all capable of it. So let me know if you have any questions about that. Any of the other tips, remember they were move as much as possible, fill up on protein and veggies, and to own your shit.